Hello everyone, I'm Mithra. Welcome back to the offline Final Fantasy XI experience where I play Final Fantasy XI offline as if it were a numbered entry in the Final Fantasy series. Just this was the 11th game. It followed up to 10, and this is what it is. It's an offline game. So played much like what 12 played like, but it's an pretty much open world game. And that's so interesting because open world games are so popular now, and Final Fantasy XI was so far ahead of its time that playing through it again, you realize that there's just nothing like Final Fantasy XI, and it is just absolutely amazing. So, I know last episode was a lot longer, and I wanted to give my actual reaction to some of the quality of life improvements that have come to Final Fantasy XI, and they are absolutely amazing. That's why I wanted to include just a genuine reaction as someone who played only the 75 cap era and mainly before just mainly during like halfway through Wings of the Goddess. So that's where I played. I played from launch till then. So I know we also Camp Bleeping Lizzie, and that went like spectacularly bad. That was just a cascading failure on all parts. So this episode and video or episode format will be different. Not going to do long form. I'm going to do shorter versions. And with that said, this intro is recorded after I've been playing quite a bit. So our predicament has changed. Our gear, everything. You'll see right here, things are changing. So here we are now. As you can see, we've definitely improved our situation in life here. We actually have a lot of gear. If you see, let me go. Right now, we are about to go do a mission together, this quest here, in Bastic. So a lot of the things that I did off camera, I'll walk you through now, but they're just the typical things that you do when you start in Final Fantasy XI as a Bastic player. So this is just going to be a walk down memory lane for a lot of people. The nostalgia is going to be flowing. So, all these clips will be edited together, and we'll catch it up to where we are, and then we'll go do this quest today. We'll get the sword reward for this, and then that'll be it. So let's catch you up on what exactly has happened. So first, we're going to go ahead and take a look. You can see here, this is original footage, originally of this clip starting here, where I went and camped Spook. Just like I mentioned in the last episode, I was going to go get Spook to try to get the Traveler's Mantle. So here, I've killed Spook, and there we go. Got the Traveler's Mantle. Was not expecting that. It's pretty rare. I think it's like a 20% chance of it happening. And then, as you can see, here's a second pop. I stuck around again, because he spawns at night. You can usually get him twice in one night cycle. So I was able to grab him twice to see if I could get myself a second Traveler's Mantle. And as you can see here, and there we go. The second Traveler's Mantle, which is pretty awesome. So you can see here, I will have 2 of them. So after this, I needed to go to Windurst, because I wanted to join the Leathercraft Guild and the Clothcraft Guild, so I could get them both. And of course, as I'm doing this, you want to fight Mandragora and steal cotton balls. And you also want to fight crawlers, obviously, for their silk thread. So that's what I did. I just fought things on my way back to Windurst to join the Leathercraft Guild so I could start crafting and buy some things. Or the Clothcraft Guild, that's right. I went to Sandoria as well. That's be after this. I'll show you here. We're on my way to Sandoria. And just like that, here I am. I garrison warped to Sandoria. And as you can see, this when my time in Windurst, they have these Clothcraft things. Clothcraft kits. So I was able to skill up on Clothcraft. And here I'm killing rabbits to try to get rabbit hide. So I can make rabbit mantles for the leatherworking test, because you'll get capped every 10 levels on a skill, and then you need to pass a test, and to pass the test you have to craft an item, and crafting that item is the only way to go past the cap of 10. So there'll be So as you level up and all that stuff, you'll have to do that multiple times as you're crafting. So here, as you can see, as I was hunting all the rabbits, might as well get Jaggedy Ear Jack. So here's Jaggedy Ear Jack. Since I am playing Thief, Jaggedy Ear Jack, just like I said last episode, I wanted to get Spook and Jaggedy Ear Jack. That's what I would probably do. Those are really low level NMs outside the main starting homes, or the main starting nations, Bastic, Windurst, and Sandoria. And Jaggedy Ear Jack drops a necklace that increases the rate of stealing. So that would be amazing, since stealing is one way that I can get beast coins, and that's a great way for leveling up goldsmiths, which I will need because rings and stuff are hard to come by. So here we are fighting Jaggedy Ear Jack, and of course did not get Rabbit Charm, so that sucked. So then I went back to Windurst after getting, after joining Leathercraft Guild and getting some sheep leather and stuff so I could start crafting doublets and things to skill up my cloth craft. Here I am buying Lothian cabbage, a very important item. So then, after getting all the cabbage, it was time to go back to Bastic. As you can see here, someone else is playing with me. This is my fiance. You can see she just drained TP off of that. She is tanking for me. Because in Bastic, we need to grind Fetich to get rank 2. And she decided to play with me. She loves Final Fantasy XI as much as I do. She never completed it. She didn't play as long as I did. I think she said she only got to like level 50 or something before we met, and then she stopped playing. But she always wanted to play again, so she's going to take this opportunity to play again with me. So there's actually going to be 2 people playing on the server, which is great, because as a thief now, I'll be able to actually do sneak attack and trick attack. So as you can see there's sneak attack, and there's the attack. And this was another NM we were aggroed by as we were grinding up Fetich. We did not get his drop. He drops the Braveheart two-handed weapon. For her, we had another one that, as in the process of leveling her up, you can see she's also wearing like leather gear, which is not super great. But what can you do? It's all I could make since all I did was join leather. Here we are pulling another NM as we're grinding Fetich. She does have bounding boots. She was able to get them. They dropped right away for her as we were leveling her up outside Bastic. And as she leveled up, we also went to Kronstadt. That's how we got her to be around the same level as me. I think at this point we're around level 20 or so. Maybe 22, 23. I forget exactly what level. But again, we did not get to drop off this NM either. Continuing our Fetich grind here. Resting up, healing. She's using the sword that drops off something in Lothian Plateau, I think it is, or Kronstadt Highlands, I forget which one it is, but it's a great sword that has TP drain on it, and it drops from a walking sapling. So Braveheart is obviously a lot better than that sword. So here's another NM we pull. This NM drops a really good pair of gauntlets, so we would like to get those. As you can see here, she provokes it. I'm going to try to do sneak attack here. There, I hit it. I trigger the sneak attack. And right after I hit him, he's going to trigger invulnerability, or invincible, I mean. So now everything just does 0 damage. So that's just going to happen. NMs have abilities. They do their 2 hour. Now he can take no damage. So I'll just skip to the point where he starts taking damage. All right, so finally he starts taking damage again. Again, these aren't really threats to us. We just want the drops. I'm surprised if we would even gain any EXP off any of these things. Like I said, I think we got to like 27 together grinding for the Fetich so we could get to rank 2. And there we actually did get some experience, and as you can see, we got the pair of Gorilla Gloves. And Gorilla Gloves are really good. So that's definitely an improvement and much help. Then it's back to Bastic. Trade in our Fetich, the 4 pieces of the Fetich, trade it into the Gate Guards so we can actually get rank 2. Rank 2 will be very helpful because we're going to probably require or rely on a lot of conquest points and conquest gear, because it's really hard to get gear ourselves until we can, skill up our crafting and everything. So at least this will be improvements. I know I'll be able to get the Bastoclian Sublugar, which is really great. If I can level up my goldsmith or blacksmithing, I forget which one it is, it would be really helpful, because that's actually a really good pair of pants, like the +5 attack pants. It's one of the best things you could wear for quite a while, until like Thief AF or whatever, but that'd be very helpful. I just have to find a way of leveling up my goldsmithing quickly. So, with that said, all done. rank 2. Now we continue to level up, and to do this, it is off to Valkurm. And here we are in Valkurm. I take this opportunity to trade a whole bunch of cabbage to the sheep farmer. Everybody knows this quest. This is one of the most commonly done quests that you can even do because it raises Bastic fame. I think it raises Sandoria fame. I think it also raises Nord fame, or Tenshoto fame, or Norg fame, and Juno fame. So this quest is really crazy. Everyone does this quest. It's just one of the best things you could possibly do. As you can see, my inventory is littered with cornets because I was farming Mandragora. So they dropped cornets, apparently. I didn't even know they dropped them. I think probably maybe the server thing might be a little bit too high, the rate. So either way, it's not like they sell for much, like $20 or something, 20 gil. So totally not worth farming. So I just sell them off. And so here we are together fighting ghouls because we need to unlock our Subjob. And since we're out here, as you can see here, the Records of Eminence thing, I had no idea what that even was, so I need to disable it. I never learned of it. The way I found out about it, because I had no idea I needed to disable it, I didn't even know what it was. So the way I found out about it was, you can see here I'm also using the range weapon. While we were in Kronstadt, I didn't record when we were in Kronstadt. We ended up eventually getting Braveheart as well. I just forgot to record it. I think it aggroed us again while we were farming Fetich, and I just didn't record. I think I just forgot. But we ended up getting her Braveheart, and while we were in Kronstadt getting her the original two-handed weapon sword, at night I got the wolf that spawns, which is 100% drop for that range weapon. So that's what I use to pull, which is super helpful. So you need to farm in Bastic, in Valkurm, as everybody knows. You need magic skulls, land crab apron, or crab apron, maybe land crab apron, and a damselfly worm. So we'll be farming and killing snippers, ghouls, and the worms, damselflies. As you can see in the background there's the goblin bounty hunters. Such a great name those mobs goblin bounty hunters. What they were originally implemented for was because RMT used to just sit here, like I'm doing now, on the shores and just fish up fish and then just sell all the fish, and RMT would be like level 1 RMT stuff, and there's no threat for them because snippers and pugs don't aggro. And there's also a lot of other places where the shoreline didn't have those things. So Square Enix added these goblins that would aggro all these RMT. I mean, it didn't solve the problem completely, it just forced the RMT to level up. It was just such a barely inconvenience thing to RMT. Hilarious. And the fact they named them bounty hunters. And, surprise, surprise, as we were out here, Valkurm Emperor spawned. So we decided to fight Valkurm Emperor. At this point, I think we were both level 29. And as you can see, what she's wearing that level 29 Paladin and armor, or Paladin and Warrior armor. I forget what it's called. But she got that through the Records of Eminence trading sparks, and that's how I learned that it was going to be a problem. So I just let her keep the armor, but I'm going to have to disengage the Records of Eminence. That's something I'll look into, what else you could get from there, but I'd rather have to farm and work for that kind of stuff. Which brings me to one of the points about, as I was saying, how popular Sandbox games are. And this game, I think, would do really well now if this was released. Many people probably didn't realize this was like the future of Sandbox games being built right before our eyes. This game has so much in common with so many open world RPGs and open world Sandbox games. I don't even think people realize how ahead of the time this game was. So as you can see here, we're fighting Valkurm Emperor. We're both level 29. He's probably going to kill us both. I was dreading this pull. Luckily, because I was gauging it on how I'd been playing. I was like, I'll never be able to kill Emperor. But that was because I wasn't able to sneak attack by myself. So now with her provoking and me actually being able to sneak attack, my damage output went a lot higher, and I miscalculated the actual strength of what we were. So we actually killed Valkurm Emperor. I wasn't even level 29 there. I actually leveled to 29 killing him. So, and as you can see, she's probably going to die from poison. She's at 35. It's ticking her away. She's going to die from it. But we did not get the drop, so that sucked. And finally, at the end of the day, here we are. trading in the magic skull, trading in the crab apron, and the as you can see, magic skull, crab apron, damselfly worm to get our subjob, and that is actually awesome. So what subjobs do in this game is it lets you put a secondary job, which is half the level of your main job, and you get all the abilities of that secondary job while playing your main job. It allows me to do things like, I know I was playing a red mage before, healing myself and stuff, so I could sub red mage now on my thief and actually put a protect and actually heal. So that's amazing. Now I'm not going to do that. What I've actually done is when she was leveling, I was leveling up with her, so I leveled up warrior. So I'll be subbing warrior. So there we go. That's all caught up now. Now, with the subjob and me playing thief, so you can see here my status now is 32 warrior, 15 thief. Or 32 thief, 15 warrior. I'm gimped is what it was called. I should be 16 warrior, but I don't have level 16 warrior, so I am gimped. Because mainly the subjob, what I'm going to want to do anyway is get ninja. So now that I'm above level 30, I could unlock the new jobs, the advanced jobs. Ninja will be the first one I want to unlock. My fiance will want to unlock paladin. So next, that will be the next thing we do. Along with that RSE, like I said, if the times come up, we'll camp some RSE, get the keys and stuff. We need to get the Kazam keys so we can go to Kazam. But first, right now, I need to go back to Pulbro Mine so I can get this sword, because with Ninja, I'll be able to dual wield. Alright, here we are, back again in the mines, at least for me. After doing that fetish quest, you spend so much time here. Because it takes so long to get that. Even with Thief as your main, you still takes a long time. So I have to run back to the elevator, then I have to ride the elevator up, and I got to make it to an old toolbox is what we're looking for to complete this quest to get the sword. Now, I don't know if things are going to aggro here. I hope they don't. They might, but I hope they don't. If they do, I'll just have to perfect dodge, check the thing, flee, and then hopefully de-aggro them. I don't think anything's going to aggro me here on the first floor. I don't think things are going to start. If anything's going to aggro me, I would hope it's not going to do so till the second floor. So here we are at the elevator. I gotta call it down. Yeah, it's so interesting. The Sandbox games, they're so popular. I know, like, right now, everyone's talking about that Valheim game. And I saw some gameplay of it, and it's so interesting because it looks so much like what Final Fantasy XI is, where everything is like... good, that NM's not here. I don't think any of these guys are going to aggro. They're all too weak, too weak, too weak. All these things seem too weak. Okay. So, yeah, everything, you get skill ups for literally doing like the smallest thing. Just like here in like 11. See, I'll show, so with the... Like I was saying, with status, like here's my combat skills. Like you can see, I'm 26 with dagger, 64 with sword, 52 in evasion, 53 parry. Like craft skills, I'm 4 cloth, 5 leather. So like everything in this game, you have to skill up to be able to do. And if you don't skill up, you're just not going to be proficient in it. And it's so interesting that Sandbox games are like that. That's why I was saying Final Fantasy XI is so ahead of its time. In that I think if this game came out now... Uh-oh, I can't go that way. I have to go all the way around, I guess. As an offline experience, with maybe, you know, I know Valheim also has the crafting and the building of the world and stuff, which 11's never going to have. You can customize a log house, but, I mean, that's going to be just about it. But... if there was if it came out like that, I think it would do really well. All right, so the toolbox I know is here somewhere. Where is it? So I'm pretty sure it's around here. Old toolbox, yeah, it's here. zooming in on the map here. Yeah. Oh, it's right, literally right in front of me. Wow, that was, why couldn't I target it? There it is. Yes, examine it. Yes, take the toolbox with me. Neat. All right, now we want to get out of here. Zoom all the way out on my map here. So we want to go just back where we came from, and then we'll take the boat out of here. I was hoping, when I was coming here, I ran here, hoping that the optical earring NM would be up, because he's on the way here, but he wasn't up, and I didn't want to camp. I don't know how long his window's, and I didn't want to just sit there and camp him. I mean, I know I'll have to do that eventually. I'm going to have to do another Leaping Lizzie camp session again to get bounding boots, because I'm really going to need them. They're much better than what I'm wearing. And they're very good until like AF, I think. I mean, at this point, if the pace you can level, maybe it's just faster for me to get Thief AF, but bounding boots would also help Ninja, so I'm going to have to level Ninja too. So I'm going to have to camp it again. That's why. So this will take me back to Bastic. There we go. So yeah, I find that really interesting. I am interested in seeing what Valheim is like, but I have not played it. But I know Sandbox games are so popular. And this game plays exactly like that, so I don't see why it wouldn't be popular. They should Square Enix should definitely consider releasing an HD version. I know there was a mobile port that was thought, but never came to fruition. And speaking of remakes, I saw that Diablo 2 is getting remade. I have a lot of interesting thoughts on that and how it pertains to like Final Fantasy 11, because I know when I first started the series, I said that I wanted to combine my two favorite games, Final Fantasy 11 and Diablo 2. And I love the Diablo 2 loot system, and a private server lets me edit things so I can give NMs multiple drops and stuff. I showed this all in the first episode, so eventually I'll do that. There's no point now until I get farther leveled along. But Diablo 2 is interesting in the same thing as what Final Fantasy 11 would look like if it were to be remastered. Because I think I actually have to go talk to someone else before I do this. No, I don't. Okay. Because the state of the game in which... Well, you know what? I could talk about this. I'll talk about my Diablo 2 thoughts later, because there's a lot of Diablo 2 thoughts. Right now, I mainly just want to give this guy his toolbox or whatever with the name he's looking for. So now I just have to go talk to one more person to get my sword. Yeah, because that's a very interesting thing, is what... I know what they are doing with it, but what they could have done with Diablo 2 Remake is the same situation that Final Fantasy XI would find itself in, as to what state to release the remake version of the game. And with the Diablo 2 remake, it's weird because they're releasing multiple things without very many improvements, and it doesn't seem like they want to do very many improvements, which is odd. But here comes this Goomba. Good job, little guy. Give me my sword, I hope. Hopefully everything works. Moment of truth. Will the private server have this coded? And will I be able to get my small sword like I want? Hopefully. Come on. Work. Give me a small sword. That would be amazing. Would save me a lot of complications. Because like I said, it's very hard to get gear. And these quests are the only ways I'm going to be able to do it, really. Yes, a small sword. So someone took the time to code this when they were making the private server, so they must also agree that small sword is a good way of getting gear. So, small sword. Oh, I can't use a subjob right now, but there we go. Dex +2. It's a great offhand weapon. a lot of the thief abilities require Dex. Use them in their damage calculation modifiers. So that's great. Dex also adds to accuracy, and I was talking about accuracy, so with that, we've done it. We're well on our way to getting farther along in Final Fantasy XI. It's so cool. I've had so much fun playing offline and going back to just revisit all these things. And with, the increased move speed and teleporting between home points, so many things improve the quality of life. And it's so fun to revisit all of this. So hopefully you enjoyed going through all these nostalgic things, which I have to go through. I'm having so much fun playing through this. Hopefully the shorter format is a much better format rather than the 40-minute, hour-long videos. So hopefully you had fun. It's so very humbling, the fact that so many people want to go along on this journey with me. Hopefully it's entertaining. As always, I'm open to any suggestion you have as to how to improve the series, or what things you'd like to see from the offline version of 11, or what things you want to see me tackle. So, as always, thank you so much. It's so very humbling, and I'll see you in the next episode.